Hey everybody, welcome to the Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com. We're talking to Dr. Will Moreland, who many of you know, but in a good way, many of you don't know, which is great. He'll meet new people. But Dr. Will Moreland is a professional speaker and event MC, an entrepreneur, an investor, I believe, and some other things he's done. And he'll unpack that better than I just did. And he's had a pretty big change. I'll let him say exactly what happened. He's working with, partnering with, working for a company. We want to hear about them. So, Dr. Will Moreland, welcome and tell us a bit just who you've been. But welcome to the Rundown with Ramon show. Appreciate it.
Well, immediately after I finish with you, man, I'm calling my mom and I'm letting her know that I have made it. I am officially on the rundown with Ramon,
Oh,
man. Thank
Dr.
you so
Will.
much for having me. Thank you so much for celebrating with me. As I get older, I tell people this story gets kind of longer, so I'll try to
Good
make it
time.
short. I'm just a kid originally from Compton, California. Maybe some of you've maybe heard of that little city called Compton, California. But grew up there, raised by my single mother and my grandmother. Eventually joined the army, was in the army for 8 years, and that's when I really fell in love with personal development, fell in love with leadership development. But I've always been an entrepreneur, all the way back to Caldwell Elementary when I was selling blow pops on the playground. So I've been an entrepreneur pretty much all of my life. Had jobs in and odd jobs here and there, but just always loved small business. So once I got the military, I decided that I had this crazy idea that I wanted to impact the world, right? Like all of us. And so didn't know how I was quite going to do that. I just knew that I saw what leadership did for me. I saw what personal development did for me. And I just wanted to teach other people. Now, I didn't know what that was going to look like, how we were going to frame it, but that's what I wanted to do. And we've been able now to do that for almost 25
Mm.
years now in the personal development and leadership space. Started a company once I got out the military, and that's what we've been able to do. And so every morning I get up and I'm excited about making some type of impact in our world.
I love it. And unpack a bit more what that entails. I know you have a corporate training business, I believe, and you
Yeah.
have a business as well to train speakers. Are those the two main things, or am I missing something? To unpack your lines of revenue, as
Yeah.
it were. Just
So,
unpack.
initially, thank you for that. So, initially, I started a training company, Moreland Training and Associates, where we focused on leadership development. And over the years, it has been able to expand. And so now we do culture development. And our main gig, our main jam is talking about civility and how incivility impacts the workplace. So, for the
Mm.
last 15 years, we've really been in that space as it relates to consulting. So we go in and we work with companies of all sizes. If you're into creating a culture of excellence, if you're into creating a championship culture, then we're the company that you want to partner with. We've been doing this, like I said, for the last 15 years, been able to travel literally all around the world. And a part of the marketing of that consulting company is me public speaking. And so I'm also a public speaker. And with that, over the years, people have been able to see my success in the speaking industry. So I began to get a lot of inquiries. Dr. Will, how are you doing this? How are you getting on stages? How are you traveling all around the world? And as you know, it's fun when it first starts off. People are reaching out to you, but then it becomes overwhelming, right? And you like, you know what? I got to get back to work versus being on these Zooms and being on these phone calls. So we decided that we were going to start a academy. We call it Genius Speakers Academy. And so now we train speakers. We've taken the system, the framework, and the formulas that I've used to go from a virtually unknown speaker to graciously being named one of the top 30 motivational speakers in the world. And so we've taken that framework, we call it our 10M speaker success formula, and we teach you the 10 M's about marketing, about messaging, about mentorship, about monetizing your speaker business. And so we teach you how to build a thriving speaker business. I say we like to teach you how to build your brand, your business, and your bank account.
I love it. Is it true, Dr. Will? I was asking my team members why I wasn't getting a lot of speaking gigs. My speaking gigs had nosedived. And they told me, Dr. Will, they told me that they did a research. They asked 10,000 companies in America, and they said Dr. Will and his students have sucked the air out of the room. That's what they said. They told me. I don't know if you heard that. Maybe you didn't even know it, but they
Man,
said,
man,
Ramon, that's why
I
you haven't
hate
been on
that
stage
you
yet.
I hate that you got wrapped up in that tidal wave, man. But yeah, GSA speakers are some of the most amazing speakers on the planet, and they're getting to it, man. They're getting to the bag.
I love it. I love it. So, Dr. Will, tell us then what's this recent event that has happened? I believe it was a sale to another organization. So, I'd love to know what happened, why it happened, whatever you want to share, how long it took, and then share with us as we, towards the end, though, part of it, who they are. But tell us the story because I'm
Yeah, so
happy for
we're
you.
we're
As you know,
this
I've
is
been through
this
that too. I sold a company or two or three. So, it's exciting to be able to have an exit and get some cash and work with another brand. It's great. So, tell us what happened and how it happened.
Yeah, so this is just an amazing time for our company and my family personally. We're super excited. And it was something that I had been wanting to do. I'll make a long story short. About 12 years ago, I had a mentor. His name was Bernie. And one of the questions Bernie asked me was, Will, are you building your business to scale it or are you building it to sell it?
Mm.
And I had no clue what any of that meant to scale or sell, right? And he began to tell me, what's your exit strategy? What do you want the business to do for you? I know what you want to do for everybody else. You want to serve people and things like that. But what do you actually want the business to do for you? And when I thought about it, I wanted the business to provide an excellent quality of life for me and my family. And so he began to teach me and train me how to begin to build my business and how to add intellectual property, how to build a brand, and how to create assets that when it was time to sell, you would have something to sell. And so I've been working on this as it relates to building IP and things like that for the last 10, 11 years. And then about a month and a half ago, I was on LinkedIn and as I normally do, just reaching out to people, connecting with people. And I saw a gentleman pop up on my screen and it said CEO of this AI company. And as you know, AI is taking over, becoming very prominent in the workspace. And so I just casually reached out to him and said, hey, I would just love to hear some of your insights around AI. And he reached back out to me. We set up a Zoom call. He began to share with me what his company was doing in the area of AI. And so the interesting thing was he wasn't very familiar with the speaking industry. Like he knew, the Les
Hmm.
Browns and things
Hmm.
like that, but he didn't know, about the NSAs and
Hmm.
things like that, that it was an actual speaking industry. And so the more we began to talk and he began to ask me what were some of my pain points, what were some of the gaps in my business, I explained to him, as an entrepreneur, as a speaker, you're always trying to get lead generation, always trying to network with people, build relationships. But what is one of the Achilles heel is the back office. Like
Hmm.
if I'm doing this interview with Ramon, if someone calls my office, how is that going to be handled? Who's
Hmm.
handling all that back office? Because many of us, we're small teams,
That's
right?
right.
We're 1 to 3 member teams. And so
That's
we
right.
usually don't have this big, robust engine behind us. And so as he was sharing with me the services he could provide, I was all on board. It's an AI company that
Hmm.
provides inbound, outbound AI agents and things like that.
Nice.
And I was sold on it. I was ready to become a client of
Hmm.
his. And he says, well, this was on a Thursday. He says, let's meet back on Monday, give you an opportunity to see the services, test drive it. Let's meet back on Monday. So Monday comes around, we get back on this Zoom, and he says, Will, let me show you something because me and my team of developers, we haven't been able to sleep since we talked with you. I said, really? And Ramon, he begins to break out this whole back end AI component for speakers, right? And they were doing it for other companies, but he specifically said, Dr. Will, this is what we created based upon the problems you said you were having, some of the obstacles you said you were having. This is what we built out. And I was blown away. Then, after I was already blown away, he says, "This is probably going to sound crazy because I know we just met. We haven't even met in person yet, but we would like you to run the division of our speaker communication component. We've looked at what you've done in the speaking arena. We've looked at I had shared with them our academy, the back end of our academy. So they saw everything that we offered. They saw the IP that we had. And he said, we would like for you to run that division for us. What would that look like? What would that take? Then they went on to say, we know you have the consultant company. We think this is how we can empower your consultant side of it and how you can better serve your clients on that end. Let's take a couple of days and think about it. I know it's a lot coming at you, and obviously it was. And so I got off the Zoom and
And
really
let me
started to
guess,
think
you got off
about
the phone and you called your wife immediately. You were like, baby doll, come upstairs.
exactly. But here's the thing, Ramon, and we've talked about this. I've always had a vision and a desire to really move our industry, our speaking industry forward. And I'm all about celebrating great voices and amplifying voices. That's what we've been wanting to do with the Academy. And what they provided me was to put the Academy on steroids and to really disrupt the speaking industry with the technology. I'm super excited about the technology that we're going to be offering to other speakers. We have a launch date, hopefully in August. We're just trying to put all the stuff together, but it's just been an amazing ride. So we get back on Zoom. And I say it's a green light, let's go. So we literally invest the next 2 weeks going back and forth with NDAs, contracts,
Yep.
their lawyers looking at stuff, my lawyers looking at stuff, looking at the proper pricing.
Hmm.
And then they just blew
Due
me blew
diligence
me
and all that. Make
away.
sure you really are Dr. Will Moreland. All
Yeah,
that
all of
stuff.
that. It was it's put me into a world, I'll be honest with you, put me into a world that I had no clue
Hmm.
about. They're asking me what size is your t-shirt, how many socks do you have in they're asking me everything, background checks, all this type of
Yeah,
stuff, right? Do you really own this IP? What
that's
are the
right.
trademarks
That's
that you
right.
have? How have you protected the IP? And so going all the way back to Bernie, who had taught me to do this, we had
Mm.
everything lined up. And so over the last 2 to 3 weeks, we are just going back and forth, and it's just been an amazing ride. I've been learning so much, learning about venture capitalists, learning about what they look for in companies, and then my part into it. I haven't been an employee per se
Yeah.
in a long time, and so I had to ask, what does that look like? Did I still have the liberty, freedom to go out and speak? And what about MTA? What does that look like? And so they brought me in as a SVP. I still have my liberty to do what I do, and so it just it was heaven sent. And so we're on cloud 89,
I
as
love
they
it.
would say, man.
I love it. Dr. Will, congratulations. And can you talk a bit about the company names and
Yeah.
things like that now, or is it too early? Can you talk
Yeah,
about
no, no, no. So the name
domain
of the
names or where
company
we
is
should go just to get
called,
a preview of it? May not be launched
yeah,
yet, but so we can see the mothership. What's this
yeah.
company?
So
Tell
the
us.
the the mothership company or the foundation, the holding company is called Master Callers, and they're a company that provides AI backing for industry wide. So if you're a lawyer, doctor, plumber, they really are your back end. And so the AI that they have is you can a person, for instance, a person can call into your office, and now they're going to interact with your AI agent. And what blew me away, Ramon, because when I think of AI and when I think about when you call, I'm thinking, please press one. Thank you. Please press two. I didn't hear that, right? That's where I thought the technology was. Well, we're at the technology where just like me and you are having a conversation, this is what these AI agents can do, right? And so they're demoing it for me. And so this is what this company does. So they build out these back offices for these solar type entrepreneur companies. But my involvement in it, now they opened up a whole division for the speaking industry. And so we've been going back and forth. And so if you could think about Salesforce, if you think about Salesforce, they're for enterprises. Well, Master Callers is for the solopreneur, that small business enterprise that needs a back office. So if you've ever said something like, I wish I had three more of me, I wish I had just one more of me, I could be so productive. This is what this technology is going to allow you to do. And so I'm just super excited about what it has done already for our company. And I'm super excited what it's going to do for our industry.
I love that. So can like the friends who know you, people like me who have your cell and stuff, can we still call you Dr. Will? Or we got to talk to Jimmy or Becky or Alicia or somebody? Or how's that work? Like,
So here's the cool thing. So first line of defense, right? How we're setting it up. First line of defense, first touch for our company is going to be our AI agent. Our AI agent is going to be able to say, thank you, Ramon, for calling Moreland Training and Associates. How can
okay.
we help you today? You'll say, we have a conference coming up and we're thinking about hiring Dr. Will. Can you tell us a little bit about what he offers? Dr. Will offers three main
Mm.
keynotes. Dot, 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 dot. Tell me a little bit more about your conference, and I can tell you which keynote fits best for your experience. And then once they go through all of that, now, once we got all that together, would you like to set up a meeting with Dr. Will or one of our other associates? And so then it'll do that. Once you once you have signed up for, a meeting with me or one of my team members, you'll receive a text letting you know that, hey, your meeting is secured. You'll get an email, and then the system that we put together, it's all integrated in. So your CMR, everything that you can possibly think that you need to run your business is going to be in this business suite, this speaker business suite. And so uploading your social media, all that, it can go. So all the things that we were kind of using that were separate, we brought it all into one house, and it's going to be amazing. And so I'm really just once again blown away by the technology here. It every day they, I've been on the phone every single day, and they're showing me with the developers, and they're showing me as we're going back and forth, and as I'm thinking about new things, I'm saying, well, can it do this and can it do that? And they're saying, oh, wait a minute, here you go. And so it's
Mm.
been, man, for a guy that's not really a tech guy,
Mhm.
I call myself just a doer. I'll get in there and get messy around with it, but it's really been impressive.
I love it. Dr. Will, anything I didn't ask you, anything else you wanted to share, feel free. There's so much we could talk about, but I just wanted to really give you the chance to publicly talk about this new development.
Yeah.
I'm going to share this far and wide, but anything else you wanted to share or anything I didn't
Well,
ask you?
I know there's a big discussion around AI, and
Sure.
some people are all in and some people are hesitant. What I would just say and encourage people to not think about AI as something that's here to replace you,
Mm.
but think about AI as something that's going to enhance you, especially for those of us who are thought leaders, speakers, consultants. The way I'm using AI is, AI is dormant. AI can't do anything unless you prompt it, right? That's the word we use, prompt it. And so for me, it's enhancing the Dr. Will experience. So every day I was already waking up similar to what you do, that I'm going to share content. But
Mhm.
now my content is 10 times, 100 times better. And I think
Mm.
that's what all of us want to be. And so I'm not looking at AI as competition. I'm looking at AI as a collaboration. And how can I service my clients better? How can I service humanity better? So I'm super, as a non-tech guy, I'm really all in. And I think it gives individuals like us that I'm going to make this prediction on the rundown. I believe in the next couple of years, you're going to see companies that are 1 to 3 people scale up to
For
$1 billion. That, like, I'm
absolutely.
making that prediction. I'm
Yes.
not a prediction type person. I'm not a futurist, but I want my name to be out there in the annals of time when people are watching the rundown. Man, that guy Will, he said it. He said we were going to see it. And so the opportunity that is out there for each and every one of us to grow our companies to even a bigger level, I'm super excited about
And,
it.
and Dr. Will, I have a co-author for you. my friend Elaine Pofelt, who you may know, Forbes writer. Her book is The
Uh,
$1 Million One Person Business. In our space,
See?
that's a big deal. $1 million business. You know, we're all doing what we do. But so you work with her.
Wow.
Can you imagine the $1 billion one person business?
The
2 years, you
the
co-author
billion
with her.
dollars. Look at there, man. See, she beat me to it. She beat me to it.
Now
But
you on the
yeah,
$1 billion. She's on million.
we're
You on
we're
billion. So
we're scaling this thing up, man. We're
I
scaling
love
it
it.
up.
Dr. Will Moreland, thanks for being here with the Rundown with Ramon. One more time, what's the website maybe we can go to start previewing and sign up and see the things you'll be
Yep.
working on? Master, remind us of that again.
Yep. Mastercallers.net. Mastercallers.net. And then my personal website is drwillspeaks.com. And that's my social media handle as well, Dr. Will Speaks.
I love it. And this is Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com, host of the Rundown with Ramon show. Get to know me better at zoneofgenius.com. Be blessed.